Very obviously, the texts of Jane Austen are most easily available to youngsters growing up in institutions that are English backed, right? So, English medium schools, English medium colleges, that's where you would actually come up with the texts and the reading and understanding of these texts. But there have been translations of Austen's texts, and I think the most popular has been Pride and Prejudice, of course. But I think all of them have been translated into some or the other Indian languages. But the translations have not been disseminated the way translations ought to be disseminated. So the quality of the translations is sometimes, a little questionable. But these texts, again, have not couldn't have made the kind of dent that the original texts of Jane Austen, the English versions, would have had, and that's only open to the English educated student, right? So I think in terms of immediate access to Jane Austen, limited, because most of the English education that is being disseminated is only a fraction of the kind of education being disseminated through the country, because every state teaches in its own language, and in case they have to go out to another language, then they go to Hindi, which is regarded as the umbrella language. I'm not saying official language, because English is still an official language. So English, they may learn ABC, but they do not learn enough to get to reading literature, right? But on the other hand, and now I'm coming to the space that I've been working in. I've been working on the visual adaptations of Jane Austen. Those adaptations certainly have reached people who have had no access to the texts at all. And so you have the knowing reader who comes to the visual text of Austen, and then you have the unknowing reader who just takes in whatever is being served up on the visual platter. And the fact is that the Jane Austen then resonates at different levels. Indian audiences take naturally to Jane Austen because of the parallelisms between the society that she lived in and the kind of society that we still continue to live in. Marriage is important. Marriage with economic fail-proof economic background, important. Family values are important. Relationships within the domestic space, important, and so on. And of course, all set in a society which is pretty which has mores which are pretty well spelt out. Right? And these social mores are similar to what Jane Austen actually is talking about.